What up? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Late Night Live, episode 26. And we're back on Friday night. I'm the Garage Gamer. Welcome, everybody. And with us, we got, to my right, 8-Bit Gaming Legend, Dathan. How you doing, sir?
Good. Hello, class. Ready for a good show. Ready to be back on Friday night and looking forward to talking some gaming and stuff.
Awesome. We got below me, I've got Travis. Travis, you're back.
Hey,
How are you,
yeah,
sir?
back from the second round of illness and ready to talk about the gaming I did while I was bedbound sick. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, good. Excellent. And then down in the corner square, Asa Jack's Media Grounds, Chris. How you doing,
how's
sir?
it going? Good.
You just got back from camping, I hear.
Yep, just got back from camping, so I'm ready to get caught up on whatever gaming news there is out there in the world. Oh,
I'm your hugger.
well,
Okay.
I guess we can always crash a wedding, you know?
Take over the DJ booth. Talk gaming there.
Yeah.
Was someone having a wedding out there?
Saying spirits. Says in the chat,
okay.
guys, I'm stuck at a wedding after party. I want to go home now, but can't.
Let me put the chat up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it is wedding season, isn't it? I'm glad I don't have to go to too many of those anymore. Let's talk about games. So it's been like 10 days for some of us. And Travis, I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Dathan, did you get to play any games last week?
Gentlemen, I played nothing. I didn't get a chance. I had no time this past week because I was up in Seattle at a Comic-Con, and when I got back, I had stuff to do and I had to work. But that is going to change this upcoming weekend. I'm going to at least fire up the Xbox, throw something on there, bust out the PlayStation Portal, see if I can get something going on. But yeah, kind of stuck in a rut right now for the games, but I'll get back into it.
Well, do you want to just talk about SummerCon real quick?
Yeah, so every June there is a Comic-Con up in Puyallup, Washington, which is maybe about 9 miles east of Tacoma and a little bit southeast of Seattle. And I've been going to this con for about 5 or 6 years now, and it's not a Comic-Con anymore. It's more of a entertainment expo, which is what most comic conventions are turning into now. They bring in a bunch of high-profile guests and stuff like that. But my wife and I were there for 3 days. Didn't really do a whole lot of stuff. Just walked around. I picked up a few comics. Picked up a Batman Adventures art print, and that was pretty much it. There were a few vendors there that did have some games, but I had them all except for one, which I was actually looking to buy at the PRGE in September, but it was complete in box and they wanted $1,900 for it, and I'm not going to pay $1,900 for it. Yeah, it's Kid Clown. It's one of the higher end ones. PRG, I should be able to find it, but I'm not going complete in box. But as for the con, it was okay. It wasn't too bad, and I go to a lot of cons every year, and I think so far I've been to 6 this year already. I'm kind of at a break right now, and then coming up in August, I started picking back up again. I think I go to 6 more by the end of the year. But yeah, that was con. I didn't get any video because there wasn't a whole or pictures. Weekend.
Cool. Travis,
Yeah,
talk about the
so
games, and
I
if you want to talk about Eric a bit too, go for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
so I'll
talk
cover
about
the
it.
games because it's relatively quick. I am still doing the Hogwarts Legacy thing. I don't know. The game is not growing on me, but it's one of those things where I'm just now like I'm in it to win it, and I'm doing everything that I can to complete it, like as complete as I can. And I don't know why, because I'm not enjoying it that much now that the novelty is worn off. But it's there. And it's tame. Like there's something about that aspect of it where it's not like Max Payne when I was playing that, where it's a little bit more, intense. It's more like just relaxed, and the plot is just chill, I guess. So there's something about that when you're sick. As far as Eric goes, so Eric is been discharged from the hospital today. I was the first person on the meal train that got to bring him food, which was good because I didn't want to have to change my reminder, as I told him. So since I had it in my phone, I didn't want to be bothered with having to reschedule it. So he did me solid, and he got discharged today, I guess. He's looking good. He's doing well now. It just took a little longer to get out than what we were all expecting. But now he's home and he's eating solid foods. His strength is a little bit down, as I think you could expect going through what he's gone through. But he's in good spirits. He's interested in catching up on hobbies now, since he was down and out for like a week. So yeah,
Cool.
doing well.
Does he have like a Switch or anything to play with, or does he?
That part I didn't ask. I was actually kind of. I'm going to see him again soon. Maybe as soon as like later. But he's actually not far from my house now, where he's recovering. It's like 15-20 minutes away. Just kind of a straight shot there. But I didn't see any video gaming stuff. When he was in the hospital, I was bugging him about whether he had like his laptop, and then today I made the joke about, is he going to make another run through Baldur's Gate 3? And he said no. But he does have a projector set up to get caught up on TV and shows if he wants to. And he's got books and, just a lot of stuff actually there to keep him, interested in things. But right now I think that it's mainly figuring out what medications he's got to remember to take for the next 2 weeks before, he gets off of the immediate recovery portion of what he's doing. So yeah, but yeah, everything went well. Just a little bit more complicated than I think we had assumed. And the donor is doing well too. And that's important as well.
Great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if you're out there, buddy, and you're watching us, we're all pulling for you. So thanks so much, and go. Can I show his QR code? There's his QR code if you guys want to check out the meal train, and they're posting updates on there as well. So
Yes, updates are posted there towards the end of the day. Yeah, for sure. So yeah.
And Chris, you just got back from camping, so you've been a little out of it of the news, maybe, but
I did play Steel Wakes the Deep before I left for camping, which is from the creators of Amnesia. The second one, Pigs, Machine for Pigs, I think is what it's called. And it's kind of a horror-esque game where you're stuck on a oil rig in the ocean as shit hits the fan, and it has a lot of claustrophobic moments in the game and everything, and it works best with the headphones because it kind of gives you that feeling of the sound audio effects actually add to what's going on. But it's free on Game Pass right now, so I started playing that one. I got about an hour and 8 minutes in, and it's pretty good.
I watched a little bit of your stream. It just looked really weird.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I can even tell what you're just moving from room to room, and then there was someone talking.
Yeah, but it's that one's pretty good. And then of course I'm gonna get back into Final Fantasy 14 with the release of the new expansion pack Dawn Trail. So I got that set up and started downloading that, and probably have a good 60 hours out of that.
Cool.
For the next couple of months.
Readjusting.
But
we don't know what's going on. There he is.
Hey.
All right.
And of course, before I left, I was also still working on Super Mario or Paper Mario Origami King. So I still got to finish that one.
One of these days. No, I need to finish the other Paper Mario too. But we got Luigi's Mansion 2 today, and my wife is currently playing that right now, and it's a lot of fun. So it is, I think it is $60, but if you're into Luigi's Mansion 3, you might want to check this one out on the Switch. I got to go to a pinball tournament last Friday. Let's see if this loads up. So
finish first place?
no. So
oh, okay.
I posted on the results on my Twitter, and I took a little video of kind of, he's going to talk about what they use, but there is you do have to sign into this tournament on your phone, and I came in 21st out of 28 people, so I didn't come in last.
So good. Here's questions about you can't play the game, you get a stuffed ball, you need to redraw a match with someone on it, whatever. Come find me. There's a lot of players, this is their first tournament ever, and a lot of players, this is their 500th tournament. So a player that has 500 games experience is probably going to be able to tell you what the answer probably should be. But make me be the bad guy when we have to like redraw games, or if someone gets DQ'd or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to start with this section. If it's your first tournament, you can always follow along with the tournament using the magic box in your pocket, also known as your phone. If you just open up an internet browser and you type in matchplay.events, that's matchplay, matchplay.events. There's no .com, nothing like that. Just type that in, and then on the little search button, search for Next Level, it should pop up. This is just called John Wick Launch Party at Next Level. That way, as I'm explaining, you can just follow along with it.
So yeah, I ended it right there because I wanted to make sure I was logging into his tournament. But pretty crazy. Like there was a lot of people there. 28 is a lot of people, and it was a very social experience. Unlike sometimes gaming, like I feel like you're just kind of by yourself a little bit. And it was interesting. Like people would come up to you and shake your hand or give you fist bumps. Like totally wasn't used to that. Before the tournament started, I was playing a little bit of the John Wick, and someone came up behind me and said, "Hey, can I be player two?" And I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" Like, I was totally not expecting that either. Like, you're in the zone playing pinball, someone wants to join your game, but it was worth it. So they put me into a group of three other guys or girls. There were some women there too, and you got to play a slow pinball game and a faster pinball game, and then you got to after you play those first two games, they put you into another group. You play two more tables, and then after that, you have to play two more tables with another group. And if you're in the top 8, you get to move on from that. The first game I got to play here was this one, Xenon, and it was a older game. I've never played it before. Brutal.
It's a classic, yeah.
Yeah, pretty unforgiving, and a lot of us didn't do well.
Did they have people like after when the games were over? Did they have somebody watching to get your scores, or how did that work?
So basically, when you're done, and here's one of the guys who had the gloves. He had his own gloves. Basically, you self report the results in your phone.
Okay.
So, I wasn't gonna do it, but there were other guys there that just let me pause it. That just reported the results. Like, we just know, like, hey, you came in first, you came in second, you came in third, and you just put it in the app, and then you just hit submit, and then you go on, and you do that after every game.
Gotcha.
Now it got complicated at the end when my ball got stuck, and we had to go find the guy to. I had to take a screenshot of the scores, and they let me do one more run with a ball to see what score I got, to see if I moved into another placement. So sometimes the ball gets stuck, and they got to figure things out and open up the machines and take it out or reset it. So they're not, it's real pinball. Like, you're not playing on a V pin, and these things happen. The next game after that we went on to play was Turtles, and I don't know if you guys have probably played the Stern Turtles game. It's a harder table there. And then the next one I went to was Stargazer. This one I enjoyed much more than Xenon. And let me just say, those first two games, like, I came in dead last. I was nervous as hell. I didn't know, like, I felt like they were just watching me, and I told them, like, this is my first tournament. So, but
do they
this one,
in the games that you play, did they disable extra balls, the extra ball feature?
yeah. So if you did get an extra ball, you're just supposed to drain it.
Gotcha.
If you got a multi-ball, that's okay. You can play that.
Right.
But if you do get that would make it not fair if you got an extra ball. And sometimes that's random. So this one was a good one. So this one I started picking up, and I think if I wouldn't have done so bad in those first two games, I think I would have placed better than 21st out of 28th, because this one I got third place on this game, and then this game was, I believe this was the next one, Firepower 2. Crazy thing, they have Firepower 1. So all you got on the app, it just says you need to go to Firepower 2. And at next level, like, you got to find the machine. So like, it's not just in that stern area in that one room. There's some in the next room. There's some down the hall, and you just gotta. It's like that's the crazy thing about it. I think at a normal pinball hall, maybe like you could go to the machines real easily, but this place is so massive, and they got so many machines. It takes you 5-10 minutes to find the machine. So I found Firepower 1 first. But no, we're not playing Firepower 1. We're playing Firepower 2. I didn't even know there was a 2. But this one, I believe I got second on. That was a fun game. And then we played, before, I didn't take a picture of it, but also played the Beatles Stern game. And that's a fun game. You're doing a lot of loops at the top. And you just got to keep doing those loops. And you can make a lot of points. And then finished it off with Monopoly, and this was the game that I got the ball stuck. And it's next to Austin Powers. This was in like a totally extra room that's not near any of the other Stern games, but these are Stern tables.
Yeah, I always felt that Monopoly was like the most misguided Stern IP, like that they tried to create a pinball game out of.
Yeah,
actually, it was I think that like the World Poker Tour game was.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, it could be tied. Yeah, that is a. I remember that was everywhere for a while.
It was, and it is a terrible game. It is
bad.
It is not fun at all.
Yeah, see, and Monopoly isn't a bad game. It's just a strange fit. You know? It's just strange. I just wondered if they thought, hey, Monopoly people have really been dying for a pinball table.
Yeah,
right.
I'm wondering if the poker one was basically like when Texas Hold'em was super big or something.
It was.
Let's throw out a machine.
Yeah, because I remember the bars that it was in locally in this area, and it was during the height of that.
Yeah, and I remember I remember working on that machine and cleaning it, and how easy it was because there was nothing to it. It was so basic, and it was like this is an easy machine to work on.
Yeah, it had the video game at the top. You know what I mean? Like where you'd play poker randomly. I think was
and you had to
draw, right?
The targets were different cards that you had to hit, and
yeah. Very strange. Yeah, and not fun, right?
Yeah.
So, if it wasn't for that tournament, I probably wouldn't have played Monopoly. So I'll give that credit. If you do these kind of things, and I thought maybe we were just going to play John Wick, but no, I didn't. John Wick wasn't really even part of the tournament that I was in.
I wouldn't have played Firepower 2. I've not played that table. The original Firepower I wasn't a huge fan of. And so like I've passed Firepower 2 at Next Level, and I've never spent any time with it at all.
You back, buddy?
I like to pop in and out from time to time.
Keeps it interesting.
I want to give my thoughts on John Wick. I put the trailer in here.
Yeah.
Safe driving, my friend.
The limited edition is a beautiful machine. I only got to play like 5, 6, 7 games on it. I was having a hard time kind of figuring out where things go. Chris is gone again. Oh, darn it. But I didn't get a multi-ball yet. But I can kind of see what you got to do a little bit. Like you'll get the case, the weapon case to open up, and then you can stick a ball in there, and that'll open up some opportunities. And I think there's a thing at the very top. If you hit that target, you're gonna get the multi-ball.
You and me.
The little alleyway with the target, yeah.
Right. Travis, did you get to play it yet?
No, but looking at that preview, it reminds me a lot of Metallica.
Okay.
Not only because of the metal ramps, but just from what I could just glimpse of the layout, it looks to me like the Metallica table a little bit. With the side case off to the side, I think Metallica had that for one of the multi-ball modes, and then the center one where you go up the middle to grab the little, I think they're gravestones in the Metallica game. I'm guessing that's similar in John Wick, like that sort of thing. So I'm wondering how similar the table plays to that.
Yeah. And I know, Dathan, you got to play it a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I enjoyed it. I just played the Pro edition. I didn't the limited wasn't there, so I can see, because this is the limited the video's on, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't remember the car spinning, doing the little spin thing, and I don't remember if there
There's
was
all three of them right there.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was the medallion thing on the left or not, but I know for sure that the car wasn't there, because I remember I would have hit that. But I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I thought it was pretty well balanced with ramps and everything. Yeah, I definitely want to hit up the limited one and see how it compares. From what it looks like, from the pro to the limited, there's a lot more to it than the Jaws versions of the pro and the limited. So that'll be good.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we need to play it more. Chris needs to play it still. I don't want to reserve judgment too much on it, and there was everyone there. If you weren't in the tournament, it seems like this was the machine to play last weekend. I bet it's the case right now too. So moving on, the main thing. Let's see. Turn the sound down a little bit. Was Elden Ring. Elden Ring DLC. So, man, I dropped right in there, and this enemy comes and finds you right at the beginning, and it's brutal. My character is a level 179 or level 180, something like that, and I'm like a sorcerer guy. The gameplay is really good. I really like the combat.
I am shocked and surprised that they didn't add any trophies or achievements to the DLC. I'm kind of shocked by that.
Oh yeah,
Bloodborne's the only one that they added achievements for the DLC. Every other Dark Souls game, they've never added achievements for any of the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
And I did hear that that it's kind of glitchy for some people. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, micro stutters, right?
Yeah, well, I also heard that the site of grace to get to access to the DLC, the areas, is not popping up for some people. Yeah, because one of my coworkers, he got it, and he's not able to access it because the site of grace won't pop up.
Is he playing on PC?
No, he's playing on Xbox.
Huh. Alikri, and I heard someone say that all the bosses and enemies are trained by Malekith, the Black Blade, and I couldn't agree more. Yeah, Chris was saying, David, that you made it to the final boss already, so that's awesome. Sounds like you're enjoying it. This was the first mini boss that I found. And it does take a while, figure out what the controls are. And I got these two guys to help me beat this guy. And this was before too. In the DLC, you find I don't remember what you call them, but they're power-ups in the game, and you have to find them, and then you can buff up your character even more than the regular part of the game. And you can't use these power-ups if you go back to the non-DLC part. There are 2 required bosses to access the DLC, Rahad and Moog. Most thought it was just Moog, so that might be why they're having issues.
Oh, that could be it. Because I think he said he only fought one boss, so that could be it.
Yeah. Except one of them, though, is required if you're going to beat the game, right? Radahan was a required one, or was it Moog? One of them was required.
He was required. Radahan. Yeah, Radahan required because he's the boss you do for the festival.
Yeah. And then the Moog one was the optional one, right?
Yep. But there's 2 Moog ones. So there's the one that's in the bloody. It's like the bloody area. I don't know what you call it. But then there's also one that's down below the Erdtree in the city, in the sewers.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
there were a lot of people who were going and fighting that one, thinking that was the one that you had to fight.
Right.
And then they're like, "Well, I can't access the DLC. I beat Mog." And it's like, nope, that's not the right one. You got to go fight the one that's in the bloody building that's right in front of the cocoon.
It says, sorry, autocorrect is Radahan, not Radon. Technically, Radon and Moog are both optional.
Huh.
I liked having, if you have the achievements in the main game, it'll show you like what players are going to, what bosses they're trying to defeat first, and they do. Like, this game tells you nothing on where to go and, you know, who you need to fight. It's just open world. Just go wherever. And with no achievements in the DLC, it's just kind of like you're just going around trying to find those power-ups and then just exploring. And it's just kind of aimless a little bit. Here's the first big boss I've found. Pretty creepy. He hasn't had a good day. Oh, Meatball Saucy's here. Happy Friday, the last weekend of June. Isn't that crazy?
Divine Beast, Dancing Lion.
And I recorded footage here. This is I'm not gonna survive this one. I wanted to show me dying, so like I got pretty close on this one. Like he's down to that lower. He just has a little bit of health left, but he's gonna kill me.
Doesn't look like you're doing any damage with those lightning bolts.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say your weapon seems pretty overpowered, but I've also heard that the expansion is pretty difficult, so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. Elikrian says this expansion is more like Dark Souls in design. Not a lot of direction, which I do like, but the NPCs do a good job of giving you breadcrumbs. There's only one zone you can go to, which is too hard. And I guess that's the end of my video, but I can just keep looping it. But I think if you've beaten the game, you definitely want to get the DLC. $40. Comparing it to like a game like Dragon's Dogma 2, I feel like the combat is much better and the exploration is much better in this. Feeling like you can level up your character, and it's difficult, but if you just keep at it, I think you'll enjoy it. So it is negative, yeah, no trophies, no achievements. So, but Chris, you're gonna try to get this right when you end up beating those guys through it.
We've got we've got it. I just gotta get to the point where I can actually access it.
Borrow Elikrian's copy.
Yeah, well,
sneak on his computer.
No, it's on the PS5 is what we're playing it on.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
but somebody had actually scrubbed the files, and that dancing lion is two guys.
Just is it?
Suit. Yeah, they actually scrubbed him and found out it's just two guys that like one will jump on the other's shoulders, and so they'll just jump around the arena.
Huh. Interesting.
Some of the designs for the bosses and enemies are
well, I like just like if you look at him opening up that door. I don't know if you can kind of see, but there was a lot of artistic they've added here. I mean, it's really detailed. This thing,
you mean it's
this
not
part
like
right here.
It's not like Resident Evil where you go to a different screen and the door just opens and then you have to. Every time you go in and out, it just loads this separate screen.
No, it's a little different.
Didn't they? Didn't they try to change that with the remake?
They did. They did.
You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like the original Silent Hill remake that they put out, the Konami one, where it was like the fog wasn't as thick and you could actually see the end of the level design and everything. You ever see that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they I think it was on the PS3. They re-released it as a Konami bundle, and when they remastered it, so to speak, the fog wasn't near as thick as it needed to be, so you could actually see like the boundary of the entire level
Okay.
and everything. So the city just disappeared into the square, like empty space.
Interesting. Well, anyway, go check it out, you guys, if you're interested. I recommend it. We'll see how far I get. We got another game coming up here, Dathan, that might take up a lot of our time.
Are you thinking the same? Oh, there it is.
Hey everyone, Kirk Erdtree here, and welcome to the EA.
They released
Sports
this another
College
video. Like
Football
they keep
25
putting out that they're
Sights
going to do a
and
deep
Sounds
dive. The deep dive is only 3 minutes
College
long.
Football 25
They're
with the
doing
philosophy
a
that
deep
every
dive in like the
team is
dynasty
somebody's
section that
favorite.
comes out
So
tomorrow.
to
I
create a
think.
truly authentic and
Oh, okay.
immersive game day
And apparently that's a 6-minute video. Hopefully.
All right, hopefully.
That's about as long as the Beavers dynasty is. 6 minutes.
Oh, it was so funny. There's some guy on Twitter who's he's like the ultimate Beavers fan, and they released the rankings, right? They have I think Ohio State, no, Georgia's number 1, Ohio State's number 2, Oregon's number 3. But he's of course Oregon State's not on there anywhere, and he's like, "All right, I'm done with this game. I'm not playing it." Like, what are you talking about, bro? You weren't gonna. What were you thinking? They weren't gonna be up there anyway. But
Well, I think
yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting this next college football season to see if Alabama is ranked up high with a new coach and everything.
Yeah, I think they might have a hard time. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But those
definitely,
rankings are kind of. Yeah, the rankings were kind of whack. So they first released the stadium rankings, like what's the toughest place to play.
Those were terrible. Those were absolutely. Those were horrific
I was
rankings. Like, okay,
Yeah,
look, I am not a Washington Husky fan at all. Like, I'm a Duck fan, and Ducks and Huskies, it's just it's a big rivalry. But I've seen games in Husky Stadium. It is a absolutely beautiful stadium, and it is very, very loud. They hold the college record for highest decibels at 133. It is loud. It is. I don't know how they're not even on the list. I was shocked, and I was shocked that Autzen was 11. They should be much, much higher.
Yeah. No, like, where are they making this game? Are they making this game in Florida? It seems like a lot of the EA Sports, it used to be in Florida. But I feel like there's like some kind of East Coast bias with these guys. Yeah, I was thinking Penn State was going to be number 1, but they had Texas A&M number 1. And I know they have like a 12th man there that they've copyrighted, but Penn State during the out looks amazing.
Some requirement. It was based on like win-loss percentage, average attendance. They had a list of criteria that they based it off of.
Yeah, I wonder if they're taking into account like Oregon Ducks from like the 1970s and the 1980s when they were shit. And maybe that's what's weighing the Ducks down at this point. Because
yeah, I don't know.
The Ducks have only lost 1 game in the last 3 years at home. And I think there's some stat since 2020, or since 2000, they've only lost 8 games at home. So
it's been more than that. I could probably tell you every single loss that they've had if you were to go back to 2000.
But it's nothing crazy.
I don't know. I'm just it is what it is, and I really hope this is like Madden, where rankings and all that stuff can change as the season goes on. That's what I'm hoping does.
Yeah.
You know, that like the overall stats, they're not set, like they're not gonna, that they can fluctuate.
Right. But it's a good sign that Oregon's up there that high. Like, I want to be able to go online and take on somebody that's like playing as Ohio State or whatever and be right on par with those guys. So that's all I can ask. And welcome back, Seeing Spirits, from your wedding. Hope if you got married, we'll let you go back, bro. But yeah, so we'll see what comes up. This game's coming up real quick, so get ready.
I think it comes out a day or two right before, after when the Nintendo World Championship comes out. I think.
Right.
I think it's right around that time frame.
It's going to be a hard week on our wallets, my friend.
That is not debatable.
I should have a sound file for that.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
This game just got announced. If you guys hear that sound, you know what game this is. I know, Chris, you had to have played this.
Yes.
Say, buddy, you mentioned something about research for a story.
Yep, I know which one this is now.
Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days.
Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered. Man, they are remastering everything right now, but I'm not going to complain. This is a great game.
It was a great game. Obviously, this was the early days of Xbox 360 when it came out, but man, was the controlling Frank West was so clunky and blocky, and trying to get him to move around the mall and everything. I hope that was improved.
That's why I quit playing it. That's why I never made it in there, was I thought the controls were just awful.
Yeah, they weren't.
I just remember like there's a time limit at the top.
Yeah,
and you've only got so many minutes to rescue the people, or you got to do objectives. Mm-hmm. But then, like, I felt like the time would run out, but then you'd have to start over. But you just keep getting better, almost like a Souls game a little bit. Before they had Souls games.
Yeah.
Leekrin says he loves this game. I've covered Wars, is iconic. I hope they knock it out of the park. Somewhere I saw that the comparison between what Frank West used to look like right here, like that, it almost looks like this is a completely brand new game. Like, it's not a port. Like, they've completely upscaled the graphics. So it says it's a remaster, but man, this looks like a remake. So, and they're saying it's this year. So hopefully not too expensive, and sign me up.
Again, fix those controls, and then I may jump back in.
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if it's on Switch?
Motion controls.
Yeah, this would be a good game for Switch. And then this one just came out. I know Chris loves the Star Wars games.
You must find an ideal specimen. It's among the galaxy's most dangerous mercenaries.
Again, like every game now is just a remake or a remaster.
I have a proposition for you.
No, Jangle. It's too dangerous even for you.
I am the best. Always was.
Bounty Hunter. I never played it. But man, the thing that scares me is right there. It's coming out by Aspire, and they just did Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 remaster, whatever that is, and it was just terrible. And I don't know how much it was, $25, $30. I felt like so cheated at that game. So Aspire's in the doghouse for me. And this is going to probably come to limited run too. So like, even if you want a physical copy of this, you're probably not going to get it till late next year or 2026. So yeah, for me, this is definitely a back burner kind of game. Like, I've never played it, but man, we have so much Star Wars coming out.
Well,
I think Chris,
you calling this an enhanced edition instead of a remaster or remake has me worried.
Right. Did you see, Chris? Like I tweeted earlier, like they're working. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other Star Wars games in development right now.
I
didn't realize there were that many.
They're remaking TIE Fighter, right?
I have on this list Star Wars Outlaws, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, Star Wars Eclipse. That was the one that Chris talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. Star Wars Jedi 3, Jedi Survivor, the sequel to that. There's a game called Total War Star Wars. Star Wars Respawn's strategy game. So I guess that's kind of untitled. And then there's something called Star Wars Amy Hennig's game. So I don't know anything about that, but man, it's way too much Star Wars.
Ooh, the remake of the Knights of the Old Republic might be fun to revisit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely love them to do a remake of that. Hey, Galaga guy's here.
Yeah.
I was about to finally watch Animal House, but I decided to watch the show instead. Okay. Thank you. Galaga guy has not seen Animal House. Giving him a hard night. Hadn't seen no, he filmed it at the U of O. But he hadn't seen that. He hasn't seen
Kevin Bacon's first movie.
Right. Exactly. He hasn't seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation yet either.
Oof.
And there was some other movie he was talking about, like he hasn't seen. Like, man, you just don't watch movies. That's okay.
I haven't seen Christmas Vacation.
You haven't seen the Christmas Vacation one?
I haven't, and I hadn't seen European Vacation. Okay, so I think I'll put it this way. I don't think I've ever seen National Lampoon's Vacation. I did see European Vacation, but I haven't seen Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation is the third best Christmas movie that's ever come out. Number 3 on the list.
What's your number 1 and 2? Yeah.
Oh, number 1 is Die Hard, and no one here can tell me that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is not a Christmas.
Is Christmas Vacation or not Christmas Story, and then we can go to Christmas Vacation.
Nah, I think Christmas Vacation is above Christmas Story for me. Chris,
it's a tough one. It's tough. Christmas Story is one of those I can sit there and watch yearly. Christmas.
I haven't seen it.
Vacation is one of those that I'll watch every other year. So they're both really good movies.
Every time that it was on, I went and did something else.
You should be medicated.
Anyway,
I did get to see the Goonies house, though.
I didn't miss the song.
Oh, you went to it on the way camping?
Yeah, because we were up by Astoria. We camped at Fort Stevens. Uh-oh. Galaga guy's
Galaga guy
on a hill.
Well, I'm really glad that the people that bought the Goonies house, they're very fan oriented.
They're nice about it, right?
Because the people that used to live there, they put up tarps and stuff like that and no trespassing. It's like, why in the hell did you buy this house knowing the history with it? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
But the people that bought it now, they're just like, yeah, we want to turn this into like I may have read this wrong. They want to turn it into like a tourist spot and come visit and all this stuff.
Well, they want to turn it into Airbnb.
Yeah,
so you can
it.
actually rent it, but it's it's kind of on a hill there.
You know what you can rent on Airbnb? The Seventh Guest House. Down in
really,
Medford,
I didn't know
I
that.
think. Yeah, at least you could for a while. I don't know if you still can. Now you can rent the interior, but that's not the same as the exterior. I think, if my memory serves from when I read about this, that's on the game box, right? It's like the interior that they based it all on is a mansion, but it's not really a mansion. It's like a weird smaller house. But and then the exterior looks different than what they have like on the game box. But somebody did do that, and they were like, "This is really cool. I grew up playing this game. You know, it was neat to stay the night here."
That is pretty cool.
And I don't think they advertise it as the Seventh Guest House either. I think that if you look up what the Seventh Guest House was based off of, when you read the story of how that game got made through Trilobite, they talk about, it was based off this office building or house or whatever, right? That was an office, got converted into an office somewhere in Medford, and then but it was like a historic house. So if you look that up, that's what you can rent.
And I think the Short Circuit house is fairly close to the Goonies house as well.
Was that an Oregon movie, Short Circuit?
It was in Astoria.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
because where the house is, you can see the bridge. I think in not too far from it if you stand in front of it.
Oh, okay.
Galaga guy, you better have seen Goonies. That's all I gotta say. Please tell me you've seen the Goonies. If you haven't, we got a problem. The only watch annually is Tommy Boy.
Yeah, there's also up there around that area too is a lot of Twilight movie locations.
Yeah.
For the people that love that, I guess.
Even when you go up I-5, like in Kalama, there's a big banner on the side of one of the buildings that says Twilight location, and you can't not see it because it's just a huge banner on the side of a building.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. That's one tour I never want to go on. Yeah.
Well, they first put glitter. They put glitter on you first, and then you have to go sparkle in order to visit any of those locations.
Actually, that'd be a good video series for your channel, Chris. Is just go through. I want you to go through all those Twilight movies, and you gotta watch them like Clockwork Orange. Like you gotta have your eyes open, just like stand back.
I've never watched them, but I may actually do that. I may go ahead and just do a video of them.
I did enjoy your mini retrospect of Tremors a few weeks ago. That was
it's such a good movie with Kevin Bacon and
Fred Ward's in there.
Fred Ward. Just the banter between Kevin Bacon and the other guy is
yeah, it's got a lot of comedy bits, that one.
Oh yeah.
It is good.
Came out.
Didn't you guys watch the latest episode of The Acolyte?
Haven't caught it yet.
No, my wife and I switched over. We started watching the Bear on Hulu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll probably win some Oscars.
I'm way behind. I'm way behind on the Acolyte. Although I did hear there was a pretty epic lightsaber battle.
The whole episode is lightsabers.
Yeah.
So, and they actually take some risks, and some people die. So, I'll give them credit. It was actually probably the best episode they've had yet.
Is it enough to turn it around? The whole show?
I don't know. They do this part in it, and hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but there's the two main girls are twins, and like they do a switcheroo, and like they haven't told you they've done a switcheroo kind of thing, but it's coming. Like if the audience doesn't figure out they've done the switcheroo, like how you're just so either you're just really stupid or like I don't know how you cannot see it. Like they did a switcheroo and they haven't done the reveal yet, but it's gonna happen. Now Chris is pregnant. Oh boy.
30 years, baby.
No, God! No, God,
This thing's
please,
gestating.
no,
It's
no,
going to take a while before it comes
no.
out.
No!
Yeah. Do you ever see that Ren and Stimpy episode where Stimpy thinks he's pregnant? And he goes the whole episode like, Ren's taking him to the doctor and making sure he's taken care of or whatever. And making sure everything's all right for him, but he just had a big dump he had to take. I need to get into the bear. I heard the nickname Schmilo Ren for the acolyte. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what else. Did you guys watch?
Do you have the video of the new NBA game, the arcade game? Do you have that one?
No, I don't have that one handy, but
Streaming is actually available as of now.
Oh, okay.
So 11 hours ago, it looks like it was. Well, no.
Oh,
this article says it's next month.
Yeah, I was thinking it was maybe next month. Forza Horizon 4 is hitting a new high player count on Steam with a current peak of 65,000 players days after the delisting news. That's funny.
Only 65,000 players? They got to get those numbers up. Now, is it Forza 4 that's being delisted or Horizon?
No. Well, they're both Horizon. Forza Horizon 4.
Okay.
The one you're in Europe. The latest one you're in Mexico. They also found a patent for the Xbox Keystone console, the one that was just supposed to be for the cloud, but it looks like it's not coming out.
I saw that. It looks like a mini record player or something like that,
right.
Doesn't it? A little square thing.
You can pre-order Epic Mini rebrushed. There's a collector's edition for $200, Chris. Oh, Atari 50th collection. They're going to be redoing that and adding an extra 39 games this fall, bringing the total to 154 games. I don't know if you guys have that one. Can I bring that up? Let's see. Share screen.
Maybe. Was that on Switch or all consoles or what?
It was on all consoles.
Okay.
Let's see if it pulls up here. Yeah, do you see that?
I mean, the steelbook's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the steelbook. It came with a steelbook originally, and it was all gold. So now this one has a black part of it. So you can actually get 2 steelbooks for this sucker now. I'm curious what Atari games they've added, and it looks like Atari has bought Intellivision. Sounds like they might have Intellivision games on this, which would be funny because that was the first console war apparently. Yeah, Meatball Saucy. I play Forza 5 all the time on my racing rig. That's awesome. People play those old retro games, but I think if you got a really nice current racing game like that or Gran Turismo 7, playing it in 60 frames, 120 frames a second on a nice television, man, there's no going back. It's crazy. And just a lot of fun. I'd love to get a racing rig. Meatball Saucy, you got everything, dude.
They just take up so
When
much
you get-
space, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Meatball Saucy, when do you get your big arcade that you ordered for Father's Day? That's what we need to find out.
Oh, was that the super sprint? What is it called?
Yeah, he's a.
Not super
yeah,
sprint. It was
yeah. I
off
think it
road.
is super. Yeah.
Is that okay?
This summer. Cool.
Nice.
Anyway, that's all I got. Any final thoughts from you guys? I think it's fun. Go play some Elden Ring and.
Everybody have a good 4th of July on Thursday next
Right.
week.
Yeah.
Be
America's
safe.
birthday.
Go watch Independence Day, and I usually watch Joe Dirt because of the fireworks that he uses in the movie. So yeah, everyone be safe and don't blow off your hands and stuff like that.
Just make sure it's not Independence Day Resurgence you watch.
Yes, sorry.
Some poor schmuck out there is going to put that on thinking that's the original.
Then they'll get mad at me because I said that. So don't do that.
Yeah, don't watch that one. No.
Oh, Dathan, I was going to tell you, I got
Yeah.
I got this sound effect for you. I hadn't played it yet. Instead of the X-Files sound, I got this.
Oh, there it is.
Does that bring you back?
Oh yeah.
So like whenever you got, hopefully that doesn't give me a copyright strike. But when we got a mystery, we can talk about.
Scared the living shit out of me when I was a kid. Still to this day, I mean, if I was sitting here when it's dark, it'd probably scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. I also got this one. I don't know how I'm going to use it in the show yet, but this one's for Chris.
Huck to and spit on that thing.
That one's for Chris.
Oh my god.
The dream is dead.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Have a good 4th of July, guys.
Yeah, you
And
too.
we'll see you on the next week. And peace out.
All right.
Take care.
Bye, guys.